Hello, it is Friday, it is July, I am here, I am um, looking forward to seeing who is going to join me today. This has been an interesting week. I had my first Zoom session this week. It was so cool. Not a lot of people. I think we were 4 in total, but also I didn't give a lot of notice. And it was a great way for me to experiment and see. And yes, the screen share works and all of those things. It was really, really fun. It was good. So I have scheduled, if you're watching the video, um, next Wednesday, the 8th, at 10:30 in the morning, I'm going to be doing a Zoom about um, card spreads, all the different kinds of card spread. Well, I can't do all the different kinds. Some of the different kinds, some of the easier ones, there are some that are really, really pointed in terms of asking specific questions, and others that are better for a general, what does Spirit want me to know today? So that's what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday. And for today, my plan is some card reading, the deck, the everything available for sale now. Selling them through the website. If you head to the website on the readings page and scroll down, they're right there. You can buy them. I cannot tell you off the top of my head what the postage charge is, but slowly bringing things together and getting them delivered to people who have bought them. Hello, Pooja. How good to see you. I am extremely well. I hope you're well too. Let me know if you would like me to draw a card, and I will do that. I am. Oh, thank you. That is kind. Today you're the first person here. As nearly as I can tell, you're the only person here. So if you have specific question, or if you have, where in the world are you, Pooja? Are you here in Canada near me, or are you far away? Although you can be in Canada and be far away because we're big. I didn't arrive with a hard and fast theme, although the fact that this is the first session in a new month, it's always nice. Hello, Elaine. Yes, you may have a card. Absolutely. Looking at sort of July energy kind of thing. I can't remember if I did that on Tuesday. Looking forward into July. Now that I say it, I maybe did. Okay, this is for Elaine. This is for Elaine. Okay, Elaine. Nice card. This is number 6. Allowing. So there may be a situation in your life that you're resisting a little bit, and a great many of the teachers teach us that what we resist persists. So simply allowing the problem, allowing it to exist, allowing bending. These are raspberry canes, which if you've never lived with raspberry canes, they're very upright and tall. They're very narrow. They're a cane like a fine small bamboo. Very, yeah, very upright. But in the wintertime, when they have to deal with the Canadian snowy weather, they just bend over. They don't resist. They don't argue. They don't flex so that the weight of the snow will break them, but they bend over, let the snow be there for as long as it's there, and when the snow melts or blows away, they stand up again, undamaged, ready to deal with the next season. So there is an enormous strength in just allowing situations to be what they are and dealing with that reality. Number 6 is the number of service and of accepting responsibility, sometimes doing a duty that needs to be done, and is very, yeah, it's a very positive. Uh, oh, I see a whole lot of scroll going on here. My goodness gracious. Um, so it is, yes, Pooja, I will pull for you, and then for Beth. Um, Elaine, yes, in terms of a relationship, I think that allowing things to be as they are, if you're looking to try and change somebody or to look for different behavior from somebody else, that's not something that you can control. So yes, I didn't draw with relationship in my intention, but I hope that makes some sense to you, because my scroll isn't scrolling, which is interesting. Pooja, I'm delighted to think that you're here from India. That is just wonderful. Okay, so what does Pooja need to know today? This is for Pooja. Ooh, okay, I start to see a theme coming. Number 21. This is release. And this is, I don't know if you can see, these are apples that have fallen from the tree unpicked and not enjoyed as apples. And they're far enough into the season now that they're disintegrating. They're releasing all of their substance back into the soil, where it will go into the roots and it will become part of the tree and part of the future seasons of apples. Um, 2 and the 1, 2 is about community, 1 is about you as an individual, and they add up to 3, which is the place of inspiration, yeah, that part of you that has ideas that are, friends might accuse them of being outside of the box, or wonder where in the world you came up with an idea like that, because it has come through you from spirit to be made manifest in the world. So you are in a place of needing to release, of choosing to release, always in a place of choosing, um, but releasing any preconceived ideas that you have about what's happening to you. It's nearly like that allowing card, in that clinging to something, clinging for one of these to cling to its identity as an apple would be just an absolute waste of energy and foolishness, to just release and allow and be with what is, and let the cycle continue. We can't end the natural cycle. Everything is going around and around. Nothing is created or destroyed. It's only transformed. And releasing any sort of rigid hold that you have, any expectations, any thought that something should be in a way that it isn't, then that is hello, Marcel. How lovely to see you. I'm going to draw for Beth first, and then absolutely I will draw for you. Um, so yeah, Pooja, I hope that made sense to you. And now Beth, I think I had mail from you yesterday, and we ended up not connecting, and I'm sorry about that, but we will again. All right. For Beth, the This is for Beth. Oh, nice. Okay. So number 3, we just talked about number 3 as that place of inspiration. And this is the 3 that is the unexpected resources, the forest floor, where in spite of the fact that it looks like a lot of waste and decay and stuff no longer in use, there is in fact an enormous amount of resource right there. And the moss is able to get its thready little feet into that and create a place where the small amount of sunlight that is coming through can be photosynthesized, and we get this lovely, lovely green that nourishes all sorts of different cycles that are going on with insects, with bacteria, with other small plants, with all kinds of things. So somewhere where you're not necessarily looking for help, there is help there. Somewhere where you've maybe given up on a situation, go take another look at it with a really, really open mind. Following from those cards, release all your expectations, allow things to be exactly as they are, and hopefully with an inspired eye you will see things that you just didn't realize were there, and they were there all along. They're available for you, but if you don't ask, you won't get, right? Okay, I hope that works for Beth. Marcel, how lovely to see you. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. And what Marcel needs to hear today. This one. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, so number 19. We have the white pine. I love this. The that feeling of being at the center of infinite directions. There is so many with the way that the white pine grows from this central place. Needles can go in any direction, almost in 360 degrees. There's sort of a sense with this card, a sense of pause between where you are now and where you can possibly direct yourself. And it only takes the tiniest adjustment from that center that can make a big change in where you end up at the end of whatever forward growth comes, right? So the 1 and the 9. 1 is, of course, your central identity. It is the beginning of your universe as you experience it. It is that place that is Marcel, no matter what happens to all your I was going to say all your hair can fall out, but that all your nails could break and you would still be Marcel. That identity, that spirit, that you that is there. And then 9, as the highest of the 9 digits, is the place where all of the energy comes together, where there is a holistic connection and everything impacts everything else. We are one, there is unity. We add these up, we get the 1, we get the 10. Again, with the central identity, the 0, which is the cosmos. And we add those together, we get the 1. So we're back at that central Marcel, connected with all things, being the vortex for all of the energy that is around, and in a place of absolute choice when it comes to your next growth, your next steps. You have the potential to go anywhere and do anything, and you're in charge of that. So that's a really nice card. I really like that one. The yellow at the bottom is one of the cards of growth and just expansion and movement and going forward in a self-determined way, very much centered in you and the desires of your soul, your intentional self, and where that's going to take you. So I hope that makes sense. And if if you're in a place where you're making decisions, then the counsel would be to get centered, get into your quiet practice. I don't know if it's meditation with you, or it's running, or um, prayer, or tree hugging, or whatever it is, but get to that place where you can hear the wisdom that you have deep down, because that will guide you always to the right next step. Okay, Beth Ryan, you are welcome. Pooja, you are welcome. And Marcel, you are there. All right, anybody else? I can't see if anybody new has come in, so please let me know in the comments, and let me know. That does help. I'm glad, Marcel. That's lovely. That's so good. Yes, I don't know who's here, who's not here. So if you've come in, if you can't find the comment box to tell me that you would like a card, then drop your browser out of full screen, because sometimes the full screen eats the comment box, I am told. Also, sometimes there's a delay between when you type and when I see it, and if that's happening, I apologize, but as soon as I see it, I will respond. And otherwise, what can I say? I think nobody's here who's new, but if you haven't yet liked and followed this page, I'd love it if you would. And then you would get notices of when I'm going to be here. Every Friday during the lock-in, I think I'm going to suspend the Tuesdays for a little while, but absolutely every Friday at 2 o'clock. And I'm adding some Zoom sessions. So first one was yesterday with very little notice. Hello, Gina from Nova Scotia. How lovely to see you. Yes. Zoom next Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern, because the people who answered the survey said weekday mornings were good for them, so we'll see. I'm going to be talking about and conversing and dialoguing, different from this, about different card spreads, different ways of laying out your cards to do a reading, depending on your intention and the kind of result that you want. So that is something people said they were interested in, something we're going to talk about. Hello, Elaine, you're just watching. Did I read for you, Elaine? I can't even, it's so bad. I didn't read for you, Elaine. Okay, well, if you decide you want a card, that's fine. If not, that's also fine. I am going to draw a card for Gina of Nova Scotia. Okay. Gina, this is nice. Number 12, which is so interesting because we've already had number 21 today. So these digits obviously matter a great deal to this community. So we have this gorgeous sumac. It was autumn time, and the leaves had begun to turn, but this sumac's entire seasonal story can be told in the condition that it is, through its yellow, its green, its copper, and its scarlet, and everything is all of there. One, your central self. Always, where are Gina? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know why I lost that. One is that place within you that is Gina, no matter what else happens. Two is the community that you are a part of. It's your household, your village, your if right now you're working from home, then you have a whole cyber family and all of the contacts that you're dealing with all the time, if you're working from home or socializing from home, or it's the people you're socializing with. they add together to a 3, which, as I said before, 3 is that place of inspiration. It's where creative ideas come, where new things come through. They're new to the human world, but they are out there in the cosmos, and you are the conduit for bringing them through. So whether that's an inspired algorithm or an oil painting or a poem or a new way to cook corn on the cob, whatever it is, when you have a new idea, that is you bringing something through for the rest of us ultimately to benefit from. And the story that you tell about it really, really matters. Whether you are in a place of oh, it's nothing because I thought of it and it really doesn't matter and I'll just hide it under the table here, as compared to look what I brought. Look what I brought. Everybody gets to share it. So making that switch, it's entirely within you to celebrate what it is that is flowing through you. And the more you celebrate, the better it will be, and the more people will actually benefit from it. So I'm not sure what you are channeling right now, and what this card wants to talk about, but I hope that makes sense for you. All right, cool. I love it. I love it. Penny Mayo, I know you. You would like a card. I can tell. Lovely to see you. Lovely, lovely. And oh, and I just glanced at the clock and it's 2:22. Isn't that nice? I love it when that happens. 2 being about relationships. So gosh, would this be about me in my place of isolation and solitude? With people all the time through the technology. I'm very grateful for that. Okay, for Penny. Okay, something new coming up, Penny. We have a beginning. A beginning. This is okay, Gina, good, thank you. This is a daylily. This is a daylily bursting its way through fresh and new, in spite of the fact that last year's production, the leaves and the stems and everything from last year haven't gone anywhere. They've died, they're useless, they're no longer being fed by the force that nourishes, but they're in the way. And this daylily is having to force its way through and make itself very present. So it's a beginning, it's an initiation. It's, oh, she says, okay, all right, I hope that's making sense. There may be a call for you to deal with some old stuff in order to grow moving forward. So there's sort of debris in the way. It isn't going to stop you. You may just have to, grow around it because it's there. And that one is always about beginnings. It's about initiating things. It's about originating something new. It's, there was nothing, and then there was something, and that is the one. This is very much originating energy. That's the word that keeps coming out. This is an initiation, bringing something fresh into the world. So I take from your response that fits, and that's nice. I love it. That's so good. Splendid. All right. Anybody else lurking? And may I have a card, please? I'm seeing. Oh, that was somebody we've done. Okay. All right. So if I'm talking to myself, and everybody's welcome to make comments, and if you're new and you just got here, let me know, please. I can't tell who's here, who's not. If you would like a card, let me know in the comments. These cards, after a very long and convoluted journey to get here, are indeed on the website now, available for sale. It's very exciting to me. It has been. Well, the pictures I took, well, that's a nice picture. This must be the community picture, otherwise I guess I wouldn't have shown it to you. So number 35, 3, the place of inspiration, 5, growth and expansion coming together as a lovely flowing 8, which is a delightful energy. Curiosity. Sunflowers track the sun across the sky, as though they're sort of looking around to see what they can see, and connecting with that energy of flow as the sunlight and the sun heat, the sun energy gets transformed into sunflower. Okay, Ria or Raya, I think I would say Ria, but you may correct me please in the comments, and absolutely I will pick a card for you. Okay. Penny, delighted. That is good. I am glad. And Ria, you have number 8. Isn't that funny? I drew the 35 for the whole community. You have pulled the 8, which is about flow, which is what I was just saying about the 8. That wonderful. These red-headed fountain grasses, when there's a whole meadow of them, they sort of look pink from a distance rather than red. But when the breezes ripple over them, they're like waves. There's this wonderful, wonderful flow that shows itself across growth of this kind of grass. The number 8 is about, it's about flow, it's about balance and symmetry and fairness. It is the two circles of an 8 are like the in-breath and the out-breath. You have to have them both or they don't make sense, right? There cannot be only in-breath. You can try it, it doesn't work. So there's that need, there's that coming and going, that inhaling and exhaling. There's that flowing up and flowing down where everything finds its balance. And 8 is very much about balance. So for you in your life right now, if you've got things that are feeling unbalanced, then this is a time for you to be looking to even that out and find the equilibrium. If you're spending too much time working because the computer's on the desk and your coworkers just keep on sending emails, then finding a balance where you turn it off and you sit and read a book for an hour. There's nothing wrong with that, and it will help you recalibrate how things are and how you're going to prioritize, because you don't there cannot be a whole and love-filled and contented and balanced life if you're always giving yourself away, and especially if you're giving yourself away in only one place. So there's the fact that this is orange is about the fruiting time of life. So there are behaviors and situations and habits that have gone before that are contributing to the situation you're in right now. So if you have been giving yourself away too much, you're reaping the benefits of that now. It is fruiting. and you're being told to figure out how to make that better, and I'm sure that you are up to it. Krista, absolutely, you may have a card. Lori, it is lovely to see you here too. Thank you for coming. Let me know if you would like a card after I've read for Krista. I hope this is making sense for everybody. All right, so Krista. Krista. Mm-hmm. Okay, what Krista needs to know today, is about anticipation. Anticipation. This is the only card in the deck that has a lot of blue. And blue is connected with the throat chakra. It's about communication. So I always think when somebody draws this, that's something that they need to be aware of. It can be spoken or sung communication that really does involve the throat. It can also be writing and acting and other forms of communication, whatever fits with the situation you're in. 2 is about community. 4 is about laying down a solid base, and you're adding those up to a 6, which is about service. It's about making the world a better place. Your strong, reliable, dependable actions within community that you are sharing with community, that is how you are going to serve and move things forward. So I see you're recognizing this already and looking forward to the wonders that are ahead as these peach buds are looking forward to growing into full leaf and transforming sunlight into leaves and branches and fruits. There's so much ahead of you, and you can really look forward to it. And I'm glad that you resonate with that. Lori, I see you say yes, please. This is lovely. Lovely. I hope things are well. I haven't seen a post from you for a while. I hope all is good. And we will. Okay. It's this one right on the end. Okay, Lori. Okay, you are so welcome, Krista. Okay, Lori. Number 7 is always called the teacher. And we're in a 7 months right now. The July is the 7th month of the year. So when we isolate just that energy, obviously it is 7. The 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 energy that is teaching is also the energy that is learning. It's like a coin. They're the two sides, right? As you everything that you do, and it can be, you're learning how to untie a knot in your shoelace, and you're figuring that out, and you're doing that. People who are watching you are learning from how you do it, how it can be done. So even in your learning, you are teaching. And that is an energy that is with you as you move through your world this next while. Everything that you do, it's the old, the stone in the pond, right? The ripples are going out. And even if you are figuring out, and I would imagine with your job, there's a lot of changes around physical distancing and being the way things need to be, and the changes in the places that you're working. So you're learning all the time, and in that learning you are also teaching the people around you, the people who are served by you, how the learning can happen. And oh, why is that yikes? Beech nuts are lovely. They are really, really nutritious. They're very high in oil, and the rodents, the squirrels, the insects, everybody who eats them is getting wonderful nutrition. They are also sufficiently toxic that if anybody overdoses on it, they can make themselves really ill. So they call for balance as well. Um, and how do you learn not to overdo is by overdoing, and learning by yeah, on the job training, and what's the word I want, learning not by example but by experiential learning. That's the word. Beech nuts are very particular in that they don't all ripen at the same time, and they don't, you can't go and sort of pick them all and take them home and crack them open, because that's not how they work. They, until they're ripe, they're little pods. I don't know if you can see these lovely little sort of four-sided shells that they're in. When they're ripe, that's when they open, not a moment before. So that whole Lori, people learn from you all the time. That is not a yikes. And where you and I met, we were learning to be able to teach, and I know you're still doing that work. So absolutely, people learn from you, no matter what you're doing. That's you set a good example. Look, look in the mirror and see the teacher that you are. Maybe that's why this card came up, is just to connect you with that self-understanding of just how valuable your teachings are as you move through the world, both in your professional, the sort of the day job, and also in the work that you do, that I do, that is so important. um, I was going to say, oh, about these only opening when they're ripe. It is like, if you know any education theory, the Montessori method, that believes in the teachable moment. You can tell somebody a fact. I can tell you 20 times that ice is slippery, but on that time that you step forward and you slip and fall down, that is the teachable moment, when you go, oh, ice is slippery and this is what it means. And in a lot of ways, that's what the beech nut does. It has a moment when you can access it, and it's important to be connected with that timing. All right, I hope that makes sense for you, Lori. Are you are you still with me? I'm not sure what you're saying. I can still see. You can see. You're resisting a new position that involves teaching, Lori. Were you here earlier? We have had the first card we pulled today was about allowing and about not resisting, because if the raspberry canes resisted the snow, they would break. So by bending and allowing, then they survive and stand up for another day. So I think that's obviously, you got the right card, Lori, because that's what happens. And Spirit wants you to know and to reflect on that. And I want you to go look in the mirror and see the teacher there, because oh, so much value that you have brought to my life, and that I'm confident you bring to other people's lives. Jen, happy Friday to you too. Let me know if you would like a card. This is so fun, and it looks as though you've got a new picture. Oh, it's you in a colorful mask. Oh, that's so cool. All right, I like that. Colorful puppies. All right, anybody else who has come in fresh, let me know in the comments. Whoops, and let me know that you would like a card drawn for you. And I It seems to me, I think I've got a lurker who isn't really lurking because she told me she was there, but she hasn't had a card read. And that's all right. Community card today has been the Sunflower, which is a delightful. I might give you a card. Number 35, so that wonderful flow of balance and energy, and the idea of curiosity and looking beyond what is in front of us and finding the angle and the perspective, the way that a sunflower follows the sun across the sky. That's for everybody, which means also people watching the video. Interesting that one card turned backwards. Don't know what that is. Okay, Jen, a carf. Okay. Oh, okay. I talked to you enough. I don't know what this is about. This is delay. And this is something going on in community, in relationship, in your interactions with somebody else, or within your village or whatever. 2 is that connectivity. 0 is the cosmic everything that you are part of, is part of you, and without you it doesn't exist. They add together, of course. 2 plus 0 is 2, so we're back again at relationship and at community. And the delay is happening. These are rose hips, and they're sufficiently frozen and buried under snow that even the birds that you do usually feed on them, the grosbeaks and there's another one, waxwings, the waxwings, they can't access them. They're going to have to wait. There's this incredible bounty, this wonderful abundance of berries, and it's not yet available to the people who are the ultimate beneficiaries. So I don't know what that applies to in your life. Something where there is great abundance, but not yet. And there's a need to wait for conditions to be correct. There's just as these need for the snow to melt out of the way and the temperature to rise so that those berries can be properly eaten and digested. So something in community for you. I'm not sure. I speak to you nearly every day. I have no idea what that's about. But I would imagine that you do, because that's kind of how these cards work. So I hope that makes sense. I do. All right. So I don't see anybody else who has come in. Let me know, and I will draw. And again, I've got a card backwards. What am I doing today? That is so strange. I do have hundreds upon hundreds of cards in the individual cards, not hundreds upon hundreds of decks. But I do have decks available for sale. You can go to my website, joleith.com, and it is Joleith spelled exactly as it is on this page. And if you go to the readings tab, because that's kind of my shop, scroll down and you will find the decks there. And that's very exciting because it's been a long time coming. And of course the lock-in closed my printer for a while. That's why they've suddenly come available now in the middle of all of this. That's exciting to me. And what else were we talking about? We're talking about next week a Zoom on Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern to talk about card reading layouts, different ways of laying out the cards, depending on what it is you intend to learn from them. And And I will be repeating the numerology information session. I've got a good PowerPoint, and I know how to. Oh, I'm glad that makes sense to you, Jen. And if there was a long delay between you typing, I'm sorry. That's technology. I'm. That's great. That's so good. I love it. It is always right. That's even I realized the other day that I'm coming up 40 years that I have been doing this work. And it still gets me so thrilled when it makes sense. It not that I'm surprised it makes sense, because I do know that it always does. I know that it always does, but it's always just like yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I love the work that I do. I am in alignment with what came here for to do. Okay, talking to myself. Zoom is nice. It's nice to converse. It really, really is. So anybody who's interested in attending one of the Zoom sessions, let me know and I will send you the link, because that's I'm not at the moment, I'm not planning on posting the links publicly right yet, although maybe I will schedule the events and send the link in my newsletter. So if you're not getting my newsletter, you can sign up on my website. It's all completely free, but it would give you that easy route into the Zooms when they get going. I'm also still taking input for people who want to do different things. I posted a survey a little while ago asking around topics for Zooms, and it seems to be a lot of numerology. Yay, good, you came to the right person. Card readings, card spreads, developing intuition, and some people who were interested in learning to read tea leaves, which is fascinating and can be done. I don't get to work in tea houses anymore, but I'm sure there's a way we can make that work on Zoom. Everybody make their own cup of tea, and that could be fun. Could be fun. All right. And so, if there's anybody there, am I talking to myself? I'm talking to the video. If you're watching the video, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you're watching the video on Facebook, that's splendid. There's no coherent timeline that I understand for how long Facebook leaves them up, but you can go to my YouTube channel, which is also just search for me with my name spelled correctly, and you will find all of these live sessions. They're all there and accessible anytime. That's kind of fun. Some of the early ones are really very pathetic because I was figuring out the technology. And sometimes almost nobody shows up, so you have to listen to me talk drivel for a while. But that being said, you can turn it off and go on to the next one. So it all works. What else can I tell you about? Aisha, can you get a future card, please? Absolutely, Aisha. Welcome. I don't recognize your name, so if it's your first time here, I'm really glad that you found us. And if it's not your first time, I apologize. I'm an old person. I forget. Okay. Okay, Aisha's card. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. You have meaning. This is a gorgeous card as well. I really like this. The barley that has come into full fruit. The 1 and the 8. 1 is your central identity. It is that spirit in the universe that is Aisha, and it has been since creation, and it will be until the end of time. the 8. If you happen to be watching the video, we've had a lot of 8 energy going on today. It's that place of balance and fairness and justice and flow, the flow of life and energy through us as physical individuals. We're adding them together, we're getting a 9, which is the number of everything. It is the holistic connection, it is the unity, it is all things. As a card for prediction, you said you wanted a card about the future. I see this as an affirmation of your moving forward into work, into activity, into behavior that is meaningful to you, that you're finding your purpose in life. And maybe you're asking because you feel as though you don't have your purpose. So getting to the core of Aisha. If you don't have a quiet practice yet, making space in your day where you can either meditate or pray or hug a tree or go for a run and get into that zone where nothing else really matters except for being with yourself and your own innate spiritual wisdom, because it is there within you, that deep knowing. And when you can access that and allow that to inform your decisions, your soul knows why you came into the human experience at the time that you have. And your soul knows what your intentions are for the future. And for you, you will not find meaning in your work and in your activities and in your relationships until you are aligned with that intention. So finding the meaning is the first step. Are you here to paint pictures? Are you here to help children with special needs? What is it that your soul is going to go, oh, this is it, this is what I'm here for? I get that from numerology. And I know that I am here to touch lives with the knowledge that numerology can bring them and the insight that they get into their own lives. And I get to live in alignment, and it's awesome. I have my sense of meaning. You, I think, are still on your way towards that. And the clues, the steps to get there are to access what's already inside you, because you know what it is you want. You just have to get in touch with that. When you arrived in the human condition, all of your enormous cosmic wisdom, most of it couldn't come and fit into a little tiny baby brain, right? So what you absolutely needed in the baby brain, that is with you. The rest of it is still in the unseen dimension. So you have to get quiet, you have to get centered, you have to get deep, and you have to be open and receptive to it. And as you do that, then the wisdom of all your previous lifetimes and all of your other experiences and all of your eternal existence is accessible to you. And finding what was your intention when you came. Gary Zukav, who has written some lovely books, he talks about when we come into the human experience, we are entering the earth school. And that's kind of what you're here. So are you here? Are you here to learn math? Are you here to learn oil painting or children with special needs? Only you know. Only you know. I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that there is a field where you will have such a sense of fulfillment when you find your purpose, when you connect to that meaning. And you will wonder why you didn't know that all along. But the fact is you did know that all along. It's just about getting it up to your consciousness. So I hope that makes sense. Aisha. All right. Anybody else lurking here? I'm getting some messages from other windows. Okay, that's not a problem. And that's not a problem. Okay, everything's good. Anybody else who is here who would like a card We're at, oh my goodness, we only have 5 minutes left. This has gone very quickly for me. And if you're welcome, Aisha. Absolutely, absolutely. Please, please like and follow the page. And I'm here every Friday at 2 o'clock, and doing lots of other activities too online, using other platforms and Zoom, and I have a newsletter at my website. So, or that you can sign up for at my website, joleith.com. Multitudes of information there. There are blog posts going back like 8 years. There's literally hundreds of blog posts with a really extensive index. I'm the server that I'm on, the blog host. It saves everything. You can search. Even I use it when I'm looking for something. I've written about this before, and I go and I use the search, and sure enough, it pulls up. Every time I use the word yellow, if that's what I want, that's what I can find. It's really quite wonderful. I am I am very limited in what I can do with technology because I don't need to do a great deal. But what I do know how to do and what I am able to do, it thrills me. It thrills me that I can imagine being able to go into what would it look like to find 8 years worth of writings and dig through pages looking for every time you use the word yellow. It's a ludicrous proposition, but it is available in a way that is really quite easy. So, yes, I get to enjoy lots of things in life. Very fortunate. Okay. So have we touched on everything? I need to hear from you. You can message me here. You can message me on my personal page on Facebook. You can go to the website and send me an email from the Contact Us tab. You can, if you're getting my newsletter, you can respond to it. Just hit reply and let me know if you are wanting links to the Zoom sessions. You can find videos at the YouTube. You can find the lives here on this page, and periodically I do post memes that fit that title, Exploring Paths to Cosmic Wisdom, because ultimately we're all on a path one way or another. Hello, Sally Ann Mason. You got here just in time. Would you like me to draw a card for you? And welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm getting, and if there's a big delay, I apologize. I will keep watching. You will know how long it took you from typing to when I spoke, when I saw it, because I did immediately respond to it. So I like your little emoji in the beginning. Okay, yes, please. All right. So here we go. This is for Sally Ann. Oh, nice one. Love this card. I love all these cards. Every time I see them, I have that response, right? Okay, this is a beautiful card. And number 9, which is, in numerology, we're always adding up. So when we get to 10, we add the 1 and the 0. We begin again another spiral around the 9 digits. So 9 contains all of the energy. It is that place of holistic understanding. When in the 1900s, when every year had a 9 in it, that's the year that we got a picture of the Earth taken from outer space, and we saw how everything is connected one to another. Yeah, it was a very new, certainly a new visual and a unique worldview. It was the first time we had a worldview that was a worldview, right? So that everything is all one is how the nine energy expresses itself. The the blue bead lilies here, they grew in a place where cremated remains had been sprinkled, and never seen these little lilies there before. Was very much an expression, a way that the deceased person manifested the through nature, and goodness knows it's probably because a certain level of carbon and alkaline on that particular soil would make a proper bed for blue bead lilies. But the fact is that when they appeared, it was a message and a gift from somebody on the other side. And the idea that no matter what happens with the body, the physical body, our physical bodies, they get old, they get worn out, and ultimately they stop being the place where we live and they move on to something else. But the love never goes away. The love never goes away. So if you have people on the other side, if you have, you certainly have guidance from the other side. You have protection from the other side. You have people, souls, personalities who are it would be impossible for them to not love you. And maybe that's the message the cards want to give you today, is just that you are upheld in love. No matter what is going on in your personal, physical, human dimension, you are upheld in love. Always, every day, no matter what. Yeah, nice. And you're growing. The yellow suggests that there's still lots of room for growth. There's lots of potential. There's lots of new stuff coming. Nothing is finished. It's always on the move, on the move, on the move. Okay, Sally Ann. I knew somebody called Sally Ann who was born in was a child of Friends. They called her Sally Ann. It would have been 1964 or something like that. Oh, okay, all right. So the spirit world is giving you a wave and saying, yes, we're here. That's lovely. That's really, really nice. Okay, so yeah, because you're still connected. That's part of what that 9 is. There's no place where one is and one isn't. That's the perfect message, isn't it? If you've been wondering about them, they are there for you. You are very welcome, Sally Ann. Thank you for being here. Thank you, anybody else who's still here. Thank you for hanging in. Whoever's watching the video, I am going to stop it now. It really is over. And I will be back next Friday at 2 o'clock. I will look forward to doing all this again. Maybe, yeah, we'll do this again. I was going to say maybe numerology. We'll do some numerology in Zoom. Get a hold of me. Messaging, emailing, through the website, through Facebook, through my newsletter. Whatever works for you, get a hold of me, get the links. Let's Zoom together. It'll be great. All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.